Well, hi everybody. Thanks for joining Cami and I tonight for our very special sports edition. Cami has put together a really great deep dive with a special guest, NFL veteran Ivory Sully. And so he'll be coming on, but I just want to introduce myself. I'm Tracy Flintoff. I'm from the Seattle area. And this amazing lady, want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Cami Recto. I'm a life coach and help people reactivate their health in Seattle area. So glad to be here.
And we just love to be able to tell more people about this amazing stuff. And you're going to hear some really good stuff tonight. What we're talking about tonight is a wearable light technology that activates your own dormant cells, those cells that help regenerate and repair and rejuvenate. And it all has to do with light, the power of light therapy. And for thousands of years, light has been used in health as a modality. And you can see here in modern day, all different forms of light, red light therapy, saunas, MRIs. It's all light harnessed in different ways, different levels of reflection into the body. But before we get started, I just want to share that these patches are a holistic wellness product in the FDA category. That's why you probably haven't heard of them from a doctor or, there's no pharmaceutical rep calling on them because it's all natural. And Cami and I, we are not medical professionals, and tonight we're not going to be diagnosing or treating any medical conditions. We share this information purely to give people information and an alternative. And we always want you to consult your doctor. If you have any particular issues that you're dealing with, please consult them. But what we're talking about tonight is stem cells. And those are the repair cells in our body. And we're young. You can see this chart here shows you a newborn baby. They start out as pure stem cells. And that's why when a little kiddo falls down and scrapes their knee, they can regenerate and repair very quickly. They sleep so well. They aren't dealing with all the prescriptions and all the issues and gray hair and wrinkles. It's those stem cells that keep them young. But the reality is, as we age, we are losing them. By age 35, we lost about half. When you get to be about age 60, you've 10% are left remaining. So the fewer that you have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. So what we're going to talk about tonight is a really miraculous way to bring those back to life. And what we're talking about is the X39 patch created by LifeWave. And it is phototherapy at its finest because it's using your own body's heat and light as a reflector. And there's organic crystals in the middle of that little circle. It looks like a band-aid there. And it reflects that light back into your body to make change. And what it's all patented, and it's raising a peptide in your body called GHK copper peptide. It's body heat activated, as I mentioned, reflecting infrared light. And you might wonder, well, what kind of light is that? I never heard of that. Well, if you've ever looked at somebody in night vision goggles, you can see a reflection, an outline of somebody. Maybe they're out in the forest. That is the light that we're talking about, that is allowing the body to have communication with systems, peptides, and ultimately bringing back stem cells. We wear these 12 hours on and 12 hours off, so we're simulating sunshine. That circadian rhythm, very powerful. When we're wearing them, we want to drink a lot of water because you're generating new cells and you need to flush out the old cells that become toxins. We want to have a nice clean body to give those cells the best environment to do their best work. But the nice thing about this is they are rapid pain relief. We're looking at inflammation reduction, rapid wound healing, energy, and this being, the conversation tonight around sports, you're going to hear a lot about the energy that this gives. Skin appearance, recovery from exercise, mental clarity, all sorts of things. Beautiful part I love is there's no side effects because there's no drugs or chemicals entering the body, no stimulants, and there's no drug interactions either. But this is a patented company with over 100 patents in the age reversal category. Very progressive company with a new technology for the body. So you might ask, stem cell, why do I need to have that elevated and activated? You really want them to come back to life because they can be pluripotent when they come back. What does that mean? It means they are blank. So if your body is in distress and maybe you have a cognitive decline and you've got a lot of brain fog and or anxiety, they can go there and be the cell that your brain needs to repair. And those cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable and they help your body to repair. And then when you get a bunch of these amazing stem cells going again, that army starts marching to repair and they're seeking out your problems, your crisis. But this is always my favorite part of the night. We like to do testimonials so you can learn from other folks and hear what their experience was like. Uh, I know Cami had somebody lined up.
Yeah, I do. I have my friend Jay, um, who is on the call, and he was willing to share his results. Are you able to unmute?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic.
Hello, everyone. My name's Jay, and I met Cami at a networking event probably um, well, about 6 years ago, but we started talking about the patches just about a year ago. And I was explaining to her I had some issues with high blood pressure and also inflammation in my feet. So I was taking high blood pressure medication and then also water pills. At the end of the day, I'd have to put my feet up due to inflammation. So started with the X39 and then also the Eon patch. So the X39, I wore just a little bit below on my back, and then the Eon patch on my feet. Um, Started wearing them for a couple months. I'm like, this is not really working. This patch is not, I wanted to see instant results, not working. I said, Cami, what are you trying to? So I stopped wearing them. And then I went in to see my doctor about May for a physical, annual physical. And the doctor goes, "What have you been doing?" I said, "Well, I haven't really been doing much. I was wearing these patches for a little bit." And he says, "Well, this is the best physical you've had. Your A1C is down." I'm like, oh, okay. And you're not having much inflammation as you used to. You know what? I think I'm gonna cut your medication down, your doses down for high blood pressure, and then also my dose that I was taking for inflammation pills. So after that, called Cami. I said, hey, let me get back on those patches. So got back on the patches. And then today, traditionally high blood pressure is run in my family and also on my mom's side, inflammation. So I am um, down to, I actually need to go back in because my blood pressure last time I took my blood pressure was at when I was playing ball and an athlete back in the day myself. So it's doing well. So next time I'll go in, I probably see where I'm at in regards to being off that medication. So I'm currently consistently still taking the X39, the Eon. I have tried some other patches, the Energy. Just a couple days ago, I had some pain and then tried the Ice Wave, and I was very impressed with the instant um, relief it gave me. And I have a son also that is one of the top recruits for football, and then we're looking at using that for him with some of the issues that he has. So it's been very helpful for me, and my health is definitely um, um, doing a lot better through the patch technology.
Fantastic. Yay. I'm beyond thrilled. I love to hear these stories. So thank you so much, Jay. I does I don't
Really quick.
sure.
I'm sorry, but this is why these are so important, because his story is exactly what I'm dealing with somebody that they've been using the patches and they don't feel anything, and should I keep going? And it was like, he needs to hear
Mhm.
this testimonial. So I just texted him. So, I mean, that is why this is so important. So
Yes,
thank you for sharing that, Jay. I really appreciate it.
fantastic. All right, Trace.
Okay, excellent. I'll just quickly share a little bit about my experience with these. I was going through a really horrible change of life season, if you will, and lost my brain and my words. And I actually retired from my job. And then a few months later, these little miracles were given to me by a friend, and my words started coming back. And the girls at work were like, "Who are you? You're talking like normal, and you're leading meetings like you used to." And I was like, "I know, it's really weird. And I sleep, and my hot flushes are gone." And I still didn't really believe in these. I'll be honest with you. So, Jay, I'm right there with you. But when at 6 weeks, my hairstylist asked me what was I doing, because we'd been moving my hair part all around to hide my balding spots. And she said, all of your little spots are filling in. You've got these beautiful little armies of new hair starts everywhere. I've never seen so many. That was a really fun discovery. And so I then became a believer. So it's been the greatest joy of my life to get to share this and help people. And our whole family has had amazing results. My mom just recently got off her sleep apnea machine because of these things. And Cami's going to be going more into the sports aspect, but just real quickly, this has been the secret sauce for a lot of athletes that you know as household names. But history is made with this company. It's a 20-year-old company. When they came out with the X39, they no longer only targeted athletes. They because they realized they could bring back those dormant stem cells, which is a game changer for hair health and healing. And we have a fabulous website that we love. So if you have somebody that you want to learn about this, share startx39now.com with them. Wonderful videos, testimonials, photos. This is really great. You don't have to be the expert like we are tonight. We're just doing this so you don't have to, but you can just send that website out to somebody and it does all the work for you. I love the age reversal section here that's highlighted because it talks about the GHK copper peptide and the miraculous things that they have found in clinical studies with that. So after 6 weeks of wearing X39, on average, participants lowered their cardiovascular age by about 8 weeks. So that means for every day you wear this patch, your cardiovascular system gets a day and a third younger. Like, who doesn't want that? Especially if you want to be an athlete or if you've been an athlete. But
I'm gonna call my sister.
let's see here. So we've got some images here just to give you an idea. You know, here's a bike rider, fast recovery, less tired, and it works. You probably recognize this lady. She has a tennis racket in her hand and her sister. So Serena and Venus Williams, right? You see that patch there on her wrist? I'm wearing my energy enhancers on my wrist today too. Dramatic pain relief. So if you are an athlete or have been in the past, odds are you probably experienced pain from time to time. These are incredible for the management and the repair at the root source of that pain. So we're not masking it, we are actually repairing it. And this is a really good example of what can happen as somebody uses X39. The image on the left is bulging discs, that spinal cord. You can see some damage and deterioration where those indentations are. That's that term, bone on bone. You feel the pain, right? The disc itself is between the C7, T1 there, but look at that, all regenerated. This young lady, her spine realigned itself with a combination of patches. Better sleep. We hear that so often from people. And that is so critically important when we are looking to make change in the body and repair, because it's during sleep that the repair happens. So I love the way I sleep now. Sleep like a baby and the dreams, fabulous. This is showing you rapid wound healing. This fella fell on the snow on his face, poor guy. But look at that. 5 days later, his mom had these patches. Lucky for him, he had a job interview. Open heart surgery. On the left is the original incision. The middle image is Mother Nature's repair. And on the far right is adding X39. So age reversal versus anti-aging. You hear a lot about anti-aging in the media these days. And this is way better than that because who wants to stay at the age they are? Let's go back. Let's go back in time and check out Dr. Harmon here. This is him after 14 months. That hair color is his original hair color. And his nurses kept saying, "Oh, John, your hair's turning brown in the back." He couldn't see it, of course. And look at that. You can't even recognize. He goes from grandpa to hot dude. And then Mandy here, who doesn't want to get that kind of result after just a year of wearing what appears to be a little patch, Band-Aid-like thing? Very simple. Skin repair, tightening of the turkey neck, hiding of the varicose veins. The collagen comes back. The hyaluronic acid helps tighten. And look at the pigmentation remodeling. This guy, I know, has a better dating life. And this is our very dear friend, Marcy. None of us would be here today without her. But the truth is, Marcy wouldn't be here today without these patches. Because when they came to her via her naturopath, gave her 10 of these, she was dealing with stage 3 fast-growing cells of breast, lymph, and skin. And this is her, and she's now 5 years in remission. She's doing just fabulous. She just gets better with time, and she's made it her mission to get out there and share this with the world. But we love the fact that these are not just for people. These can be for our fur babies too. And they've been using them on racehorses. You know, you get a torn ligament. You don't want to put an expensive horse out to pasture. But this dog on the left is very near and dear to my heart. This is my girlfriend's dog who had cataracts and went blind. And I did not know this. She was using the patches. I said, "Hey, Terry, put the used patches in Brutus's bed. Let him sleep on them or tape them on the inside of his collar. And you'll be surprised. You know, I see these dogs and they act like puppies again. And I even saw a dog in Japan that used to be blind and sees again. And this is the result of our Brutus. 1 week later, those brown eyes came back and he started following her around the house and she called me crying. We both cried together. We were shocked. And, you know, sounds too good to be true. Wait till it happens to one of your best friends. It's real. We love to use these in combination for certain issues too. Bone on bone in the knee. This is a recommended combination of patches. And my mom got to cancel her knee replacement. My mother-in-law canceled her shoulder replacement. So we never know exactly where these are going to go and work on first, but it's pretty great when you can resolve and skip a surgery. We love this combination, this gut regeneration system so much because what you're doing is you are helping your gut to detoxify, reduce inflammation. That allows your nutrients to be absorbed better. That then puts them in the bloodstream and carries them to the brain. It's helping also work on cravings, balancing the endocrine system, so hormones, sugar management, really great stuff. We love that combination. So, tell you how you get these and how amazingly affordable they are for what they do. So the X39, again, is activating your pluripotent repair cells and that GHK copper peptide. And at retail, it's $149.95, which is a bargain, in my opinion, for 30 of these patches, because we're not talking about expensive injections of somebody else's DNA. I've had friends that have spent, you know, $20,000, $30,000 for those injections. They don't always work. This is your own body's stem cells coming back. When we get them in a wholesale kit, which is our favorite way to get them for you, we like to customize a kit so we can address what you have going. We love to get the X39 for $99.95 at wholesale. And then we always build that kit and pair it with Eon. And the Eon raises a peptide in your liver that pulls inflammation out of your body. It also is an anti-stress peptide that just puts your body into rest and digest, calm state. So especially if you're an athlete, that combination there, super game changing in terms of performance. Now, talking about athletes and pain, and when we're dealing with pain, and it can be for anybody, you don't have to be an athlete, but IceWave is the patch system that we use. It's a 2-patch system, and we're actually blocking the nerve pain communication with that. So that is a fantastic one if you're dealing with pain. That ends up being phased out as the X39 and the Eon are reducing and repairing that issue at the root cause. I personally love to add aloe vera at night. I sleep with this between my eyebrows, and this is what brought my words back very quickly and supercharged my collagen. So, collagen isn't just for pretty skin, hair, and nails, it's also lubrication of joints, it's ligaments, it's tendons, really good stuff. So, these are called supportive patches, and they cost about half of what the X39 costs. So, at retail, $79.95 for 30-day supply, still not bad for all that this is doing. But even better at $49.95 when we do these at wholesale for you. And so I'll show you what a wholesale package might look like. So if you are a singular person and you're looking to get started for a one-time price of $295, we can get you the core pack. So that is going to be 3 points. We use those points to do a mix and match again of what you need. And so we can get you usually between 4 and 5 packs for that $295 one time. If we have a couple or a family, we love the advanced pack here for $535, and that's really our most popular one because you're getting double the product. You get 6 points instead of 3, but you're not paying double the price. So in theory, you're really getting a supportive pack of your choice, complimentary. Who doesn't love free stuff? The premium pack is really fantastic. If you are a high volume user, you want to gift this to a lot of people. Christmas around the corner. No better stocking stuffer than the gift of health, I'll tell you. But this also can be if you have, retail outlet or your practitioner. This is one time. These are one-time purchase. And then what we like to do is keep those activating those cells in your body to repair. And so we can get you a monthly subscription for $99.95 at the X39. And you're in control of that, which I love. You have your own website. You stop it whenever you want, reactivate it, add product to it. But what this really comes down to is sharing the gift of health. And it really comes down to being priceless because there's nothing better than having your mom's pulmonologist tell her, guess what? Your lungs have regenerated at 79 and you're diabetic. I hardly ever see this, but you no longer have to use that machine. What is that worth? Priceless. So we do really want to share when people are struggling. And Cami and I really do look at this as kind of a social responsibility to share because it's just too good to keep the secret to yourself. And the reality is with FDA regulations in America, Lifeway really cannot advertise, so they do depend on us to help them share. And this is the fastest growing direct marketing company in America for the second year in a row. What I love about these is they come with a 30-day money back guarantee. What I love even more is nobody ever exercises that right. Who doesn't want to make their body better naturally? But that is there. But if you are interested in placing an order, please get back with the person who referred you here tonight. And I know they'll be happy to help you customize a pack. And just want to let you know that Cami and I, and sometimes Joy, we're here every Monday and Tuesday night at 6. And on Tuesday nights, we do this deeper dive session. And so Monday night is purely this first intro. And then on Tuesday nights, we do that intro followed by a deeper dive. So we're giving you a little more insight on a different topic each week. And this week, it is Cami. So we love this. We stole this from Dr. Harmon. We finally figured out what we want to be older. And you always want what you can't have, right? Until now, you can be younger.